will start is by saying willpower gives the taste to life. The doctors told my family that I was not going to survive, but I proved them wrong. I'm sitting here by my willpower and my faith. I'm a solo travelogue, a traveler, a female, first of its kind in Kashmir in Pakistan. An interpreter and translator. I speak 6 different languages. I'm an entrepreneur because I need to earn. A daughter, a sister, a wife, and inshallah, a mother in the future. We all know about that one child that has to be dragged to the hospital. I used to hate needles, vaccines, doctors, hospitals before I was declared dead, actually. I was very fragile. When I woke up from my coma, after 15 days, I just opened my eyes and I couldn't believe where I was. It was just white around me, and I was not in my normal room because it happened after 3 months of my hospitalization. And I was so confused. I had a ventilator pipe in my mouth, which was hurting my throat. I had a urine pipe. I had drainage pipes on my body. And I could just hear my mother just sitting next to me. And she was reading Surah Yasin. And she just touched me and she said, "Do you want me to keep reading, beta? मैं पढ़ रही हूँ आपकी favorite surah. This is your favorite surah. Surah is chapter of Quran." And I just shook my head like this, and then I fell back in the coma. The confidence that I have now, the changes I experienced as a result of my sickness, and this is why I'm here, actually, I don't wish it even to my enemies or the worst person in this world. I had to learn it the hard way that life is really short. But I wish everyone to have this courage and to live their life to the fullest. I go through intense pain every day, and each time I eat, because I cannot digest like a normal person anymore. Well, normal to others, but I'm normal to me now. I didn't eat or drink anything. I couldn't even swallow my own saliva for 9 months. I had to spit it out. Not even one drop of water. I was just waiting for that day when doctors would allow me to just drink water. We just take it for granted, actually. But it's really important to hydrate yourself. I feel like I'm blessed, actually, because I'm treated as a baby. Whenever I eat, I have to be burped like a baby. So yeah, I feel really special about it. My origins, I'm originally from Kashmir, grew up in France. So my parents taught me Kashmiri family values, Kashmiri culture, Pakistani family values. I was treated as a princess because Kashmiri women are treated as princesses at home. I grew up with 3 brothers, my dad and my mom. My parents never differentiated between me and my brothers. We were treated as equal. We were taught to be courageous being a Kashmiri. Whatever the history is, you know already between the conflict. So this is where I got my courage from. I already had it in me, but I didn't know about it. I had to go through all this pain and all this hardship to know about it. There is only one thing that we cannot tolerate, and I cannot tolerate, is sympathy. And I think anybody who is going through a medical condition or a health condition doesn't need sympathy, but empathy. I had few fears. Everybody have fears. My biggest fear was death. And since I faced it so closely, I do not fear it anymore. I just live my life, which is given to me again by Allah, alhamdulillah. My looks, my routine, I make my own normal. For example, burping like a baby after eating, color of my hair, red is normal to me. I love red, so it's normal to me. Falling, fainting after running or taking a shower is just normal to me now. I grew up in a very strict family and very disciplined one. So now, if I want to sleep at, let's say, 4 p.m. and wake up at 2 a.m. and start my day at 2 a.m., have my breakfast, go for a 5-kilometer run, I just do it because this is how I define my normal. I accepted everything I go through. This is how I started living a normal life. This is who I am now. The second fear I had was, log kya kahenge? What are people gonna say? Whatever you do, this is what we are taught since we little. Oh, don't do that. Log kya kahenge? That vanished when all those people vanished when I was on my deathbed, when I was in the hospital. Nobody was there to take care of me. Nobody was there to even come and visit or even ask, even though we are Muslims and it's swab ka kaam hai to go and visit a sick person. The only person I had beside me were my parents and my few friends that I can literally count on the fingertips of my hand. My third fear was being lonely. As I was the only sister, so I was very solitary all the time. I was with my cats. I love cats, so. But staying 9 months on that small room, the bed in that small room and just one window where I could just see one mountain of my city in France, I discovered myself, my inner self. I started talking to myself, listening to myself. And traveling, solo traveling, taught me that I can enjoy my own company. When I was walking on the streets of Sri Lanka, wearing my headphones, singing and dancing, I didn't need anybody. I was enjoying my own company. I still remember I was in Colombo, Sri Lanka. I got a message from one of my followers because I started vlogging when I came out of the hospital. And he said, oh my God, you're in Sri Lanka and there is a peak called Adam's Peak where Hazrat Adam alayhi salam came and there's a footprint, so the first footprint of the humanity. And it's actually a steep peak, so you have to hike 2 a.m. in the morning because before the sunrise. I was very weak at that time. So I just called the reception at the hotel. I told them I need a driver. I want to go to that place, which was like 4 hours away drive, and then I had to hike 9 hours. And I did that because I wanted to do something to make a difference. I always wanted to make a difference. And how can I start the difference? It was by myself. So when I was in the middle of my hike, I looked down and it was stormy, raining. I had my Ventolin with me. I couldn't walk. My muscles were trembling. I mean, come on, after 9 months of hospital and one of my leg was paralyzed, so it was really hard. I was like, no, I cannot go back. I'm a Kashmiri, we don't give up. I have to go up, and everybody knows that I'm hiking, so, but why am I even thinking about people? It's me. I started something, I have to finish it. So I just went up, I went to that temple, I couldn't go in, but I just sat there, I offered 2 rakat, and then I came back. At least I can tell my children that I've been to the place where the humanity started. First 3 months, I would cry every day. When it was time to clean, after my toilet routine, as my mom had to clean me, I was not able to accept that. I wouldn't wear nappies. I didn't want to wear nappies. I didn't want nurses to clean me. And then my mom would say, you were the same when you were 6 months old, and you're still my baby. So it's okay. So then it became normal to me. I was like, okay, let's do this. My brother would watch traveling documentaries with me and tell me that I'll take you there. And then I was like, no, I want to travel solo. I don't need anybody. If I go out from this hospital, if one day I go out, I'll be traveling alone, because I knew I would never go out of that hospital. I'm sorry.
Tolerance was the only option I had. Tolerating pain non-stop. Thank you. Inside me, I knew that I would never be able to eat. My family used to force me to speak. I would not talk to them and just listen to them. I had nothing to say. I had so much hate and frustration that I stopped believing in Allah. I stopped believing in God. How can He put me through this pain? How can God put someone that He loves in this pain? And after 2 months, I was just scrolling on my Facebook newsfeed and I saw, I think it was by Hazrat Ali, it was if a hardship or pain that you have drives you away from your Lord is a punishment. And if it brings you near to your God, it's a test. So now the ball was in my court. Do I want it to be a punishment? Do I want to be punished, or do I want it to be a test? And I didn't want to be punished. Nobody wants to be punished. So my faith, my belief in God became even stronger. Just a month before, I was not even believing in God. And then it became so strong that one day, the doctor came to me and he said, okay, we have to operate you, but we cannot put you on anesthesia because you would go back to the coma again. So I was like, okay, do it. And I had my iPad and I was listening to Surah Rahman. This is what I was listening non-stop for 9 months, all the time. And he performed his surgery. And in my mind, I was so connected to my God that I didn't even feel what was happening. And then he's like, okay, Mademoiselle Ghaza, that's done. I'm like, okay, done. I'm fine with it. When I decided to live a normal life, this is when I started accepting whatever health condition I had. I started talking about my health condition. It took me 2 years to talk about it. When I started talking about it, I had such a positive response from everywhere that made me realize that it was not only helping me to heal, but it was also helping others to know that you can go through these. A lot of people are going through pain. My journey taught me that the most important thing in life was happiness. But what is the secret to happiness, to a happy life? I have to hydrate myself. The secret to a happy life is acceptance. Whatever situation you're going through, just accept it. And the faith that you place on your God and in yourself, these are the 2 secrets. Qui vivra, verra. It's a French proverb, which means he or she who lives shall see. Now I'm just living my life. I do not want to survive. I choose not to survive, but live. I learned another thing. जितना भी पेन आपको अल्लाह देता है, वो आपके सब्र से ज़्यादा नहीं देता. So, whatever hardship you're going through, you can go through it. You can face it. It's because He will not test you more than your capacity. People who know me personally know that I'm a foodie. I love food. So now that I cannot eat anymore, I just cook, and I became a great cook because I love cooking. This satisfies my cravings. And when people eat, I would just cook and go. I live in Oman, so I would just go to my neighbors and just distribute food that I cooked biryani today. Do you want to try this? I cooked Kashmiri food. Do you want to try this? And they love it. I love taking care of everyone who is my friends, my family, because when I needed care, they were there to take care of me. I do not let my health condition to be an obstacle in anything. No one can even tell that I have a medical condition. I do not call it a sickness or disease because it's not. I am way more active than many others. As mentally, I have trained my brain to be stronger. I tricked my brain with or without food or liquid intake. My secret to be happy is tricking my brain into believing all is well. All is well, all the time. I am perfectly perfect. I'm beautifully normal, and I'm strongly spiritual. As I'm no longer looking for happiness in materialistic things. Anyone can become disabled physically anytime, but it doesn't mean that you have to be mentally disabled. This is when you become really disabled. I'm declared disabled in France, but I do not accept it. I do not want to be. Everyone is special. In my mind, I told myself, I am special. This is why the Creator is making me suffer, testing me and my patience. And I'm happy. These tears are tears of happiness. Because 3 years ago, I would have never imagined that I will be sitting here or even going out of that hospital room and traveling the world. Just believe, because nothing makes you die unless you will do. Thank you.